All right, right off the bat, this really isn't a this versus that video. This is just having some fun comparing the similarities between the two activities, and then pointing out some of the differences and advantages of each. Hope you enjoy this little movie I put together. Subscribe! Alright, so I'm lucky to have some pretty rad bikes. 2016 KTM 300 XCW, Super Kill. 2022 KTM 350 XCF. It's a plated bike, but it's set up for the trails. Mountain bike department, we got a 2020 Norco Optic C1 XTR build, epic bike. And then my favorite is the 2021 Transition Spire Carbon XT, also epic build. Not only am I lucky to have some rad bikes to ride, but also some rad places to ride said bikes. For the mountain bikes, just Google search mountain bike trails and mountain bike spots in Washington and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then the same with the dirt bikes. I mean, literally from fast, flowy, fun, easy beginner stuff to full-on butt pucker, full exposure, death-defying cliffs, just rad gnarness that I'm not quite ready to do yet, but a lot of people do it. And if you want to, it's here. Man, I could talk about the cost forever, but to wrap it up quickly, you could spend the same on either, to be honest. You could spend $15,000 on a mountain bike if you wanted to, and that would buy you a top-of-the-line dirt bike as well. If you get into the used department too, you can get on a good dirt bike for $4,000 or $5,000, something that's very capable on the trails here. And also with a mountain bike, you could go a little cheaper, I'd say, with a mountain bike. There's even some with those Polygon Siskiyous now, I think you can get under $2,000 that are pretty capable. But so like for the cost of a machine, whether it be a mountain bike or a motorcycle, I'm going to say it's kind of a wash. You can spend whatever you want. I would have to say the biggest difference in the price would be when it comes into the operation and the transportation. Like for a mountain bike, it doesn't take much. You could pretty much put it in any car and go ride, and with just a helmet, a pair of gloves, and a pair of bicycle sneakers. Motorcycle, not the same. You're going to need a trailer or a truck. You're going to need gasoline. You're going to need to register, even if it's just an off-road one. You still need to get ORV tabs. And then you need helmets, boots, and all this stuff is pretty expensive. So when it comes into the operation and actual cost of using it, I'm going to have to say the dirt bike is going to be more expensive. I haven't ridden dirt bikes in very many other places other than the Pacific Northwest, but it's hard for me to imagine there being much better. It's always fun to ride new places, but we have amazing places to ride, both dirt bikes and mountain bikes. But obviously, the mountain bike is going to win out on places to ride, because you can ride a mountain bike on almost every single moto trail out there, but you can't ride a motorcycle on pretty much any of the mountain bike trails. So for accessibility, yeah, the mountain bike is definitely going to be easier, but the motorcycle is so worth it. I've only been riding both mountain bikes and dirt bikes for maybe 3 years. Started on the dirt bike on a DRZ and as a dual sport, and then just ended up doing more trail riding, and then that's when I'm like, I need trail bikes. The mountain bike, kind of got into it on my own, then my brother got his bike, and then we just went crazy. And we've done some traveling, and I've been onto the East Coast. He's been out here to the West Coast. And we've even met in the middle this year. We went to Bentonville and had a little stab at that place. I prefer the Northwest. Obviously, you're going to need some place to store your toys, right? Your bikes, the dirt bikes. Again, obviously, it's going to take more space. You don't need as much space as I have here. I'm lucky I have a house. So for my bikes and my roommate's bikes, we aren't struggling for storage, but it is something you definitely are going to have to consider. Where are you going to keep it? And then also, how are you going to maintain it? I've got a nice bicycle stand for the bicycles, and then, for the motorcycles, a small motorcycle stand. But then I do most of the maintenance myself, really. I don't bring the motorcycles in for anything. You're going to end up having gas cans like you see here, and you're going to have a couple different gas cans if you have a 2-stroke in there and a 4-stroke, because you're going to have to mix gas for one, maybe. Newer ones you don't necessarily need to, but mine, I have to mix the gas. Various parts and supplies there we got on the wall. And then, of course, you got to have your TV above your toolbox. It's just a total mess. Some extra tires, tire changer. I mean, the dirt bike stuff it's getting kind of out of hand. I need to go through and clean all this stuff. And then, oils, cleanings, chemicals, stuff like that. You're going to need that stuff. A lot of this is clutter and stuff that I don't need from other projects, but it's there. And then what do we got down here? Oh, we got coolant, chain lube, filter lubes, things you're going to want to have available. And these are just extra parts: fenders, seats, handlebars. Again, for this, I'm going to have to say the risks and the danger are about the same. You would think you would be more apt to get injured badly on the motorcycle than the mountain bike or bicycle, but I've had more injuries on the bicycle at this point. Bruised ribs, very, very bruised legs. I haven't broken any bones yet. I've come pretty close, but I haven't broken any bones on the motorcycle either. One thing I do a lot more on the bicycles than I do on the motorcycles is you jump. You're constantly looking for the jumps and bouncing off roots and getting air. Dirt bike, not so much. I'm not that guy. I'm just out there riding the trails. As far as the physical demands go, you got to earn your turns big time on the mountain bike. You want to get that fast, long, flowy run, you got to climb 1,000 feet or so, whatever, around here in Seattle. It seems like you get out in the mountains and you're going to be climbing, so get ready to climb, unless you're e-bike guy, and I'm not that guy. If I want a motor, I get on a motorcycle. The physical demands, though, on the motorcycle are pretty harsh as well. The advantage there is you can sit down every once in a while and just kind of cruise. You don't need to be pushing it. But you don't realize sometimes how much energy you're exhausting when you're on the dirt bike, just because the adrenaline is there. And when you stop, you realize, man, I need to take a break. I've definitely gotten to the point where I've almost been dizzy, and I've just had to get off the motorcycle, sit down in the woods somewhere and just relax and get my energy back. Eat some fruit snacks or something to get some energy going, and stay hydrated for both, obviously. But when it comes to the physical demands and the danger, they're both there. Be careful out there. If somebody asked me to choose one or the other, I wouldn't be able to do it. There's something to be said about being out in the woods on a bicycle that has no motor or assistance. It's totally you that got you out there. It's pretty liberating, I guess, is the best word. But then again, the dirt bike, the visceralness, the sound, the smells, the acceleration, and that is something that a mountain bike doesn't have. but they're so different. But yet I have to say they absolutely complement each other. And not everybody that wants to ride dirt bikes has any interest in mountain bike, and vice versa. And I totally get that. But for those of you that do both, you know what I'm talking about. They're both incredibly fun, and something about flowing through the woods on single track on two wheels is just an incredible experience, and I wouldn't give it up for anything in the world. So with that said, I'd like to say thanks for sticking around. If you have stuck around this far, it means a lot to me. Sometimes I like to rant along. I'm not sure anybody was asking to see this type of a video. I just put it out there because I enjoy making the videos and stuff. So thanks again for sticking around. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, give me a like and a subscribe. That's what we do here on YouTube. We make videos and then we ask for you to subscribe. So I might as well just fall in line with that, because I would like to get some more subscribers. So thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one. Subscribe!